Hi,
Okay.
everybody. This is Professor Kathy Corman Fry, and I'm here with a women's business leadership student. And I'd love for you to introduce yourself as well as tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
Okay. Thank you so much for inviting me. For me, it's a good pleasure to talk for the other girls what this course inspire my life and impacted my life. And my name is Raissa. I'm from Brazil, and I coming here. My goals it's improve my English, and I graduation in international relations. And this course it's so much better for my life because I could planning more specific goals, and I could understand myself first. For that's why it's a pleasure for me
Mm,
to be here with you.
that's such an interesting point. So, what you're telling us is, yes, there's courses out there and you can plan goals, but to understand yourself first was really important for you.
Yes,
Mhm.
we start a course, and for me, it's incredible because we start to understand and learn about ourselves. It's not about the other or how can you learn this and the theory. No, it's about yourself. How can you understand your strength, your strong points, your weaknesses, and this is very important. This is make all the difference because when you learn about yourself you can develop your skills. For example, if I know I am a skilled person, I have a problem to talk with public, this course helped me to, oh, okay, you have weaknesses in this point, and now we need to practice. Speak with other people, participation in a different groups and networks, and for that's why it's very important. We understand what your mind thinking, what your uh, skills for you use your skills like intelligent, um, in different way, but intelligent way, like if you understand you have strong points and some areas you can developing this very fast because you
Yeah.
understand what is your points. And yes, this is for me,
Yeah.
it's the beginning, it's perfect because we need to learn ourselves.
And what you're talking about, I really am, I like what you're saying. It just shows, we have a certain type of student who winds up taking women's business leadership, right? And these are people who are usually high achieving. They have a lot of interests and goals, and they're here. If, for instance, you're a cultural exchange student, or if you're working or in school and you happen to be in the US, this is the profile of person that takes the class. And as you can hear, Haisa speaking and talking about putting together the pieces of the puzzle, about here's what I'm learning. She puts that in her toolkit,
Yeah.
and here's another thing I'm learning, and I put that in my toolkit. And here I'm starting to learn what's important to me here, what's important to me here, so that you can go out into the world and be of service, be a leader, and this can be in your life and in your work. So this is
Yeah.
really important. You've kind of uncovered what is our secret weapon, or always our secret goal with women's business leadership, which is to understand you and put the most tools in your toolkit as possible
Yes.
versus, let's sit here and have 2 days and we talk about a spreadsheet, or let's sit here and we have 5 sessions and we talk about marketing plans. Do we talk about those things, especially in WBL 101? Yes, we do. But you're always going to have challenges. You're always going to have new things you need to learn. You're always going to have moments of self-doubt where you say, I don't know, can I do this? So
Yes.
we're working on the can I do this feeling, because then you can go out into the world. A spreadsheet comes your way, a marketing plan comes your way, research that you need to do, an interview, your LinkedIn profile. But you know what it takes to connect with other people, increase your base of knowledge, and take
Change
on
your
challenges.
mindset.
Yes, that's right. But it helps when we have a certain type of student coming into the classroom. So if you have doubts, I would suggest that you email us at WBL Seminar, WBLSEMIANR, and at Gmail, and ask your questions, okay? Because we have a lot, you know, once we're at the end of the class, we're all best friends. But in the
Yeah.
beginning of the class, people tend to be a little bit shy. So I'm asking you to kind of press fast forward on time and think about what are my questions, you know, and just ask, because
Yeah,
I get all
exactly.
sorts of crazy questions. It's very hard to shock me. Also, I have teenagers, so it's very hard to shock me.
You
Okay.
know.
Yeah, right? Crazy teenagers. So, what we have going on now and why you're here speaking to me with Zoom is because we're in the middle of COVID-19. So while this is incredibly difficult, it also provides us with a lot of different opportunities. So one of them is to do an online course, which normally we really don't do too much for certain groups of students, right? The people who want to be in WBL typically want to be in person. So, but this is a really interesting opportunity to do a mentorship intensive. So you all are going to be doing your own projects, picking causes and organizations that are important to you, connecting with people that you admire. And if you don't know them, guess what? You're going to have the steps A, B, C, D to go and meet them, right? Because one of the things we learn in WBL is how important it is to have mentors. There's a lot of research connecting it to success. And you
Yes.
guys focused on that.
Yes, for me, the mentor part, it's no, it's like an important part of my course, because in the beginning we study and we learn about ourselves. How can you can plan our goals, or how can we can put in practice? How can we can make this works?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes we think, oh, okay, I have this goals, but how can I do this? How
Right.
can this will work?
Yeah.
For example, in my case, I thought, okay, I have a lot of goals, but this is impossible. It's impossible for me. But in this course, open my mind for understand that important we start with the tools that we have in your hands. It's not waiting for the best moment, but no, we need to use the tools that we have in our hands. Like
Mm-hmm.
a little tools, it's a little steps. We need to understand that
Mm-hmm.
this the beginning is simple and the beginning is small, but it's important. We need to start with we have in your hands and develop it. And in this part of the course, I realized that how much it's important we start and we put like a little planning
Mm-hmm.
schedule for my goals to be real. And after that, with your mentoring, I could understand how can I do this? How can
Mm-hmm.
I make my goals to be real, to be true? It's not just
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, I want this in the future. I
Yes.
doing this for my career, but okay, now what I have. And in the middle of this difficult time, this is very important because we have a mentoring with you. We can just discuss
Mm-hmm.
new information. We have like opportunity to be in groups and make a network. Because for me, and I always work with a big companies, and
Mm-hmm.
all that I understand and all that I learned that it's very important in this time. It's very important to have a network, because if you
Yeah.
stay just you and your family, it's okay, but you need to talk with other people and grow up. What do you need to be better? What do you need to adaptation for this time, for this situation? And for me, it's very important in the course, because we
Yeah.
have this opportunity to have a mentor, to put our goals in practice. How can and discuss with you? It's not just discuss with other girls. We need the opportunity to talk with you. What do you think about this? What do you have like some ideas for us?
Mm-hmm.
And the other point, it's stay with other girls in the same time, and we try to and not enjoy, because okay, it's hard moment, but we need to use what we have now,
Yeah.
what you have in your hands for to don't lose the time waiting the coronavirus done and we start again to think about our future or planning our future because we don't have time to lose. Yeah, and for that's
Yes.
why I think this project online it's to be a success because it's easy for us. It's very connective with other, and that's why it's very important.
Right. To stay connected, especially
Yeah,
during this
stay
time.
connected.
Yeah, and so not too many people know this, but actually, in using some of my coursework, and when I go and talk to companies and groups and stuff like that, because I do teach at GW, but I wind up teaching what I teach at the George Washington University to groups, often around the world. And a lot of times people think they need to have everything figured out, right? This is sort of a universal thing that people feel around the world is, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure, and that's bad. That's actually the beginning. That's the beginning. And because of what's going on, what you were saying, Haisa, about having an opportunity, right? We have an opportunity now. So we're going to take that opportunity and do some good. And so part of that is for you, right? And part of that is going to be for the world. So right now, some of you may know this, depending on how many folks have a sort of international background who take our summer session. But girls around the world, especially those who live in rural areas, are not able to have access to education. So my class at the George Washington University last semester, because we had to end in the middle of the semester, uh,
Yes.
set up a mentoring relationship with some girls in Tanzania. Okay. And so for this class, we're going to set up a mentoring relationship with some girls in the Caribbean. And we have a contact at the American Chamber of Commerce in the Caribbean who's so excited to meet you
Yes.
all and has girls that want to meet you. And how we do it, it's going to be pretty interesting, right? Because these girls, especially those who are in rural areas, maybe they could go to a community center before and have access to Wi-Fi. Well, they can't do that now. You know, that may not be safe. And so if they have a phone, access to a phone at home or nearby, is Melissa, our contact at the American Chamber of Commerce, going to call them and read to them? Is she going to text SMS to them? It's going to be really fascinating as we are participants watching this process unfold. Because
Yes.
here's something pretty, you know, it's like a reality. Okay. This problem existed before COVID-19, right?
Yes.
The problem of girls having access to education in various parts of the world existed before COVID-19. I'd actually encourage you all to sort of Google it and look it up
Mhm.
if you're not familiar with why this is the case. But people don't need too much of an excuse to keep a girl home and not receive an education in many parts of the world. So this is a real and important issue. COVID-19 has actually like shined a big light on it, and we're going
Yes.
to be delving in and we're going to be part of the solution. You
Yeah,
all
exactly.
are going to be part of the solution. Okay.